This is a big week for Edison Motors. The shop behind me is getting torn down. We brought out a few engineers to have a look at this building to see what we could do to save it, and unfortunately these beams are just too old and rotten. The building is basically condemned. It's starting to fall down on its own. It's creating a liability. There is just nothing we can do to save this building to not spend tens of millions of dollars. So this week we are bringing out the heavy earth moving equipment and we are going to knock this building down. We got Eric here with Local. They've got the excavator with the third member shear. We got Spencer and Cam with Hard Work Industries. They're gonna be running the excavator and the loader with the forks. And we got Rod here with Canadian Rail, and he's gonna be having a look because we are next to that rail line, which is the big concern.
Obviously, the main thing we want to worry about is CP's main line running through parallel along the building here. We're gonna use spotters. Have contact with CP Rail as well, just keep that open communication. As we take this building down, we really want to obviously try and fall it as much away from the rail track as possible. We're going to start taking down on the north side of the building here, taking out the side columns, essentially just leaving the center structure and the far side. And as we chew into the building, we're going to pull the center structure and fall it to the north side.
It'll go well. I am very nervous about this. We're right next to the track, but we got the professionals out here. We're not just winging it ourselves, so I'm feeling pretty good. They're confident, so that gives me some confidence.
First sections came down quick, and I think it's going to progress fast. We're just cleaning up as we go through, trying to obviously keep the work area tidy and safe for any equipment. We don't need any damage happening to anything.
Honestly, this log loader is coming in so handy. Like, for buying a machine, to be able to grab those beams, move them in there, coming in with that third member shear, just doing the cut, the beam drops, a log loader processes that material, grabs all the tin, grabs a beam, tosses it aside, Cam comes in with the loader, scoops it up. This machine right here is just, I think I did a good purchase. We are saving hundreds of thousands of dollars having our own machine do this. Other companies we got a quote for wanted about 500,000, 700,000. They were gonna bring in a little bit more machines, a little bit more grapples. We are saving hundreds of thousands of dollars, and this log loader is doing so well at the demolition work. Turns out log loaders are great at building demolition.
The demolition's progressing well on the north side here. As you can see in the background, we're almost 50% of the way down on the north side of the building. So we're gonna pivot now and start working on the south side of the structure. Our main concern, obviously, on that side of the building is the main line for CP rail. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the first 2 outer posts out, the trusses will collapse, and then the snow load has actually been working in our benefit, helping bring those structure pieces down. After we take those posts out, that center crane rail, if you can see the I-beam in the center of the building, we'll actually sandwich those center posts in, the first 2 sections. Once that top roof section and outer wall are down, we're gonna then cut the I-beams and we'll follow those kind of to the east side, where you can see in the background here, the guys are clearing some of the debris and scrap metal for recycling out of the way so we have a safe work area.
We're scared, but local seems to know what they're doing. These guys are really professional. I'm scared, I'm still feeling confident in their ability though.
We're going to keep taking as much caution as possible with support machines and the main machine, just taking things down carefully and slowly. If it takes us extra time, we're fine with that. We just want to make sure that we're not impeding any of the rail traffic.
I'm Rod McBeath. I'm with Canadian Rail, kind of a jack of all trades for Canadian Rail, whatever needs done. We're here today as a part of the safety team. We're making sure that the building is going to be coming in the correct direction away from the spur. We're making sure that all the material and debris is cleared out of the way, keeping the work area safe. Anything that is potentially salvageable is being separated out, and it's all being stored and ready for stacked neatly for inspection for potential construction of the office.
You can see now that this is getting to the most stressful part. Before, we have always had the rail ties next to it to protect anything from falling over. Now, as we're taking that building down, if anything falls, it's going onto the tracks.
We're making great progress today here on the south side of the building, as you can see in the background. We should be through this side today. Takes any concern away from the railway. It really minimizes any potential debris that, for whatever reason, is uncontrolled and goes further south towards the rail line. We haven't had anything that has been a close call at this point, and we're not concerned with anything going forward.
This is harder now because now we have, nice thing about the snow is that it protects the concrete floor, but we also have these things, if you can see right down by my grapple, there is a concrete wall going across, and there's a couple of them, and they're getting really, really hard to see. You can start breaking track pads, start damaging equipment. Like, there are little hidden dangers in there that could do a lot of damage, so it's just something we're trying to be aware of. We got like a little single file track that we've laid out as the good track through it. Once we get past this section, at least then it's a wide open floor we can run across again. But for right now, it is making it harder because we're doing one at a time. We got a little bit more of a new technique that we're working with, and we're getting more beams saved. So we're still getting it down, brought nice and controlled, but we played around a bit. And now with our technique, I think we've only had 3 broken beams, whereas yesterday we were losing about 25% of our broken beams. Now we're down to like maybe 5% of the beams that broke today. So we're doing really, really good here. What Lee's doing, and when he's going in there, he's gonna reach in with his pincer. He's gonna pull apart that lower beam, pull that first beam out. When he pulls that beam out, the weight of that roof cross beam is gonna drop down into it. Then to bring it down controlled, what we're doing now is he grabs those guide wires, pulls those guide wires down, and then he can kind of control the descent of it down. Once he's got those down, he moves out of the way, I go in, I grab the beam, and then I bring it out to Cam, who then brings it out to our laydown. We kind of sort it by grade. We have the porous grade, which is your slash pile, that's just burning. We have, okay, we could probably save some of this, and then we have, hey, this one's in pretty good shape. So that's kind of how we've been sorting them as they come out. Honestly, this is a pretty great job. It's nice to get out of the office. Although it is funny, I feel like this may be one of the first things we were doing in a meeting about our investment raise yesterday and going over some of the financials and getting our offering memorandum. And I think it's probably one of the first times that that's happened while the guy is running a log loader. And then same as meeting Yale, he's giving me update on production, where things are at, and we're having those meetings from inside of the cab. He's standing behind me, telling me the updates, engineering plans, while just working in here. So this is a great spot to have an office. Like, this is probably the best office you could have.
It's pretty bumpy back here. At least he's got a seat.
Our job on this project is to sort the scrap tin from the building demolition, because scrap tin's actually worth enough to get sorted and hauled off to the recyclers. We're also picking those beams away from the carnage and passing them off to my loader. Pretty excited about that loader having those big forks, because those beams are about 8 ton each. We can carry those beams off to our laydown, and there we're sorting the big beams from the I-beams, the metal, and making sure we can take inventory of what we have and what we can use to build a new structure.
We got some splitting here on the end where obviously we're pulling out of the building, but having a closer look, farther down, we've got some good material for use. You can see that we've had some definite damage, but man, there's still a lot of good material to work with in here. And we're only about halfway done on the building, so I think we'll get another pile pretty well like this. Spencer's just on the cat clearing some more snow for us. We're getting some of these beams, like this one looked okay, but that split runs up half the beam. We've lost a good 30 feet of this 60-foot beam, so I'm seeing some positive things. Some of the newer stuff coming in, looking better. We do have some rot. They are old beams. Between the rot and the breaking though, I think we're still gonna have enough that we can make a go at this. Just gonna be a matter of going through it, cutting out some of the sections where a grapple or something has damaged it, but there's still a lot of good usable walls. I'm excited. I think it's going well.
This is really surprising how well it's going. We haven't had any issues.
You screwed us.
What?
You jinxed us.
No, it's all good. Yeah, we got a good safety crew here. The local's been great, and it's just working good. My attachment's called a brush rake, normally meant for clearing bush and separating all your trees and sticks from the ground below. It's working really good for the tin because you can kind of wind it up in the tines and pull it away. And they're just a really hard attachment. Like, this metal's over an inch thick, and you know, it's a really hardy attachment.
All right, well, everything was going a little bit too well. While I was reaching into the, there was a few beams I had to pull in. Those beams were some of the main, I guess that's the middle point of the shop. They had guide wires running between them. I was reaching in there trying to pull those beams off. And one side of the grapple doesn't have covers over the hydraulic cylinder. So one of those guide wires grabbed the hydraulic hose, pulled it off. We got the hydraulic line pulled off now though, like disconnected. Mike is on his way into town, grab some new hydraulic hoses. We'll get that put on there, and way it goes. It happens. Normally when you'd be on a logging crew, you'd have a shop trailer in the bush with some hoses on standby. We don't have that here because, well, quite frankly, at Edison, we don't deal with a lot of hydraulics. The upfitter's been doing that, but maybe it's something we should look at. All right, so we got the new hydraulic hoses made up. Mike ran into town, grabbed some, so get it on there, and this thing will be back in action. I think it's down for about an hour and a half. It's not too bad. I definitely have some cleanup work to do. You can tell how much this thing is, even just being down for an hour, how much this is piled up right now. The part closest to the tracks is now completely gone. We can breathe a sigh of relief. There was a couple of close ones where we were holding our breath, but nothing fell towards the tracks, nothing fell on the tracks. We are safe, it went off, and now we can actually enjoy the demolition and have some fun with this. Next up, wrecking ball. Okay, now that we got the south side of the building done, we can finally relax, have a little fun. So we grabbed that wrecking ball, and it is time to take that wrecking ball and swing it into that building. I have never used a wrecking ball. Normally wrecking balls are not this big, but we will see how this goes. Oh. That was awesome. Honestly, a wrecking ball is a lot easier to control than I thought. Like, once you get the hang of it and you kind of get the swing balancing, turns out a giant wrecking ball is like, also for scale, this is the size of the wrecking ball. Like, it was easier to control than I thought. I was given a little too gentle at first. Turns out you really just gotta swing it around. I'm awesome with my ball. All right, the building is down. Feels good. Well, that is it. The building is now down, and I think everything went perfect. I'm super happy. Everything was safe. Nobody got hurt. We didn't have any track incursions, and we got it done, what, like 4 days ahead of schedule?
Yeah, it went really well, went really quick. I mean, we had some great support from you and Spencer. It was fantastic having that log loader here. It was really helpful. Really handled those beams well, and hopefully we can still get a decent amount of salvage from these last few beams that still need to be collected.
I think so. won't know. What we're gonna do next is we'll just clean it all up, and probably in another video, we'll have a look and show you what we got left in the yard. I'm happy.
Yeah, that was great.
Awesome. Oh, that was super white guy.
We need to do that again.
I think we're going.